Hey guys and girls, Poketinking here, back with another video. It has been a while, I apologise. It's been almost 10 days since I've actually recorded a video. It might be on the 10th day now actually. So I made a post already, but I had a lot going on personally. I wasn't well, so it's meant that I hadn't had the opportunity to make content, and I kind of wasn't well enough to make anything. But I am going to start trying to make as much content as I can now. To try get the ball rolling again, get content uploaded. Everything that I had made already had already been scheduled and uploaded now. The 5th episode of the podcast with Pokemike, and we had our first guest, Pokedean, on. That came out Monday. That was the last video that I had come out. So we are on Thursday now, I believe. Thursday, Friday now. And the last time I uploaded a Flesh and Blood video was the week before last, I think. I'm not sure, I can't remember. But I hope everyone's been really well. And we're going to get straight back into the Flesh and Blood content. So today I'm going to revisit the Fable gems, the Heart of Fiandel, the Eye of Phidia, and the Arknight Shard, the Rainbow Foil versions. The Coldfall versions don't sell regularly enough for there to be... There is movement, but they don't sell regularly enough for me to really kind of warrant talking about them. And there are too many sort of variations between the prices based on the strength of the grade of the card, because very rarely do they sell raw. They're mostly graded now, so it does kind of based on the strength of it, but for the most part they are BGS. So we're going to talk about the Rainbow Foil gems. So we did a video before and the prices seemed to be flying high for these gems. They were going, you know, to the moon as such. We kind of had a little bit of a retrace on the Arknight Shard, for instance. That kind of went up a bit crazy, honestly. But now it's kind of come back down again. So at the moment, as of today in Europe, the Arknight Shard is around £600. The Eye of Phidia is around £600, and the Heart of Fiandel is around £550. So we are getting to a point now where all of them are almost £600 or more. So, and there are a lot less copies as well for sale of these now. So I think the reason why we had a bit of a retrace on all of them actually was because a lot of people were kind of sort of FOMO buy-in, and they didn't realise that they actually kind of wanted these cards. They are absolutely beautiful. I have 3 copies of each myself. I need to send some more to be graded when I do my next BGS order. If I do BGS, I'm still undecided whether I'm going to do PCG or BGS. But I do have a returns coming very soon with some Flesh and Blood slabs coming back anyway. I think that's most of it is Flesh and Blood. I sent it in January before I went to Japan, same as my PSA subs, but Becca are working a lot slower than PSA at the moment. But I will be getting a copy of each of them graded again, so I have 3 of each graded. I'm hoping at one point I'm going to get a 9.5 on the eye, so I can have a 9.5 set. That is still kind of a goal of mine personally. I don't really want to be paying £600 now for either the video when I pulled 2 of my eyes, and the other one I paid a lot less for. So the prices that we're getting to now with these Fables, the prices that I'm not going to be buying myself at. The last one I bought myself, or I traded for, was the Arknight Shard when it was around 300 to 350. And then it kind of skyrocketed like maybe a week after I did the deal. And I was unsure whether or not the deal was going to go through or not, because it was I traded the Crew Fiandel Spring Tunic and cash for it, the one that I pulled from my chase for the Crew Nick from Crucible of War. So I traded that and some money for the my last Arknight Shards. I kind of wanted to. I was going to originally have 1 of each, then I had 2, and I think 3 is enough for me. I don't need any more than that. 3 of each is absolutely fine. But we are probably getting to a price now. I can't see the prices climbing very much more now for a little while. I think we're probably going to be... Maybe the Heart will hit 600, but it makes sense for the Heart to be slightly less on the eye because the print runs for WTR were the highest out of those first 3 sets. And the eye kind of is that middle ground, so it makes sense to be roughly the same price as the Arc Knight Shard. I know an Italian Arc Knight Shard recently sold for just over $500, which is an interesting one. There aren't really any for sale of the Italian. It is the least printed of the History Pack Black Label sets. Italian had, I think, half the print run of all the other ones. So there's a lot less of the Italian Fabled gems out there than probably any other version of them. I think there's less actually than the cold foil versions, which is quite interesting. It'll be interesting to see how they do long term, just because obviously they're niche. They aren't, people preferably are going to want English for them. So even though that they are rarer and there's less printed, it kind of comes to the point where it's like rare versus like demand. Like it can be rare, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be expensive, because the demand for it is a lot lower than an item that, say for instance, the English version, which is still rare but printed a lot more. But that it does have that kind of English dominance, and that is the preference for most people. So the people that are in the market for an Italian rainbow foil gem, for instance, are going to be a lot lower. It's going to be a smaller niche. So that was an interesting conversation I had with Josh, Riddlerman Gaming. We were kind of talking about that on Discord recently. So I found that quite an interesting topic. Again, if you've got kind of those topics, hit me up on Discord or on Instagram or on Facebook. I love having those conversations. It's good to have another sort of viewpoint of it, because there's no right or wrong answers to any of all of this. Again, Flesh and Blood is going to be coming out to its 4th year in October, so all of this is speculation. We don't have a clue what is going on, honestly. Again, all the content I make is educated assumptions and guesses, and as much as I can do with the information I have and the experience that I have in TCGs, but every card game is very different. No card games are the same. Flesh and Blood is very different to Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is what a lot of my experience comes from. So, Flesh and Blood, I've been collecting Flesh and Blood now. It will be 3 years in December. So I'd say about 2.5 years now, which is mad. It seems mad to me that I've been collecting it that long, honestly. When I picked up my first unlimited WTR box, and I opened that live on not live on YouTube, but I opened it for YouTube. The video is still on there, and I think I might look back at that one day. I might do like a reaction kind of video in a couple of years' time, just reacting to my first exposure in person with Flesh and Blood. So it'd be interesting to see that. But yeah, the gems, I think they're going to probably stay at a similar price than they are now. I can't see them going very up too much now within the next sort of 3 months. Obviously, Dusk Till Dawn comes out in the summer. It's our 10th set. We got a lot going on there. I think a lot of focus and the eyes are going to be moving towards that. I think a lot of the eyes right now are on Monarch, and a lot of the speculation around what's going to be in Dusk Till Dawn, what will complement it from Monarch, what kind of cards can be spec'd and stuff. So a lot of the cards in the first 3 sets right now, especially the more expensive ones that people can't just pick up multiple copies. The average person can't pick up multiple copies on a whim. They're the kind of cards that there's going to be less purchases going forward. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do have a small retrace again. Just people trying to sell, especially for the summer. Markets generally die a little bit and dry up in the summer. A lot less sales. So that would make sense. So they're my predictions. Obviously, please comment below kind of what you feel. And I will be trying again to make as much Flesh and Blood content as I can. I'm still not 100%. Talking for long periods of time kind of hurts my throat. But we're getting there, and I kind of just want to get some content out. I enjoy the process, and I kind of enjoy getting the feedback and the engagement for you guys. So have a great day. Please comment, like, subscribe, as always, and bye.